Hello there YouTube, it's your favourite Aussie bogan cousin Wes here, back with another video after a year off the internet, which is a long time for me. I've decided to come back because VB needs me, well at least I think they do, after I learnt that you don't get subscribers if you don't upload videos. Now this came as a surprise to me because my content, I don't want to sound arrogant, but it's pretty good, and I can't see why people wouldn't enjoy it. But what ended up happening was I ended up coming back on now with some loadout footage. I decided it's enough. I'm going to get some more subscribers, more than 7, which is a big number because I can only subscribe 4 times to myself. So there's 3 other people out there at least who are listening to my work. So I've decided to come back with Loadout, which has a distinct amount of, or an apt amount, I would say, of nudity, because you can obviously go nude. You can go with the boxers if you're not too comfortable with that. And you can, I reckon there's an apt amount of gore as well, because, you know, you'll see later on in the video, someone has removed my chest, yet you can see straight through me, and I'm still alive and dancing, so that made me really happy when I first started playing this game. Sadly, there's no VB texture pack. I've written an email to the creators, and I've said this needs to be fixed now. No, you know, negotiations, this needs to be done. So anyway, what's been going on in my life in the past year? I went on a world tour. I ran in the Queensland state election, and what else have I been doing? Those are really the main things. The world tour took up about 9 months, because you see, I decided what I'd do is I'd go on a VB world tour with 2 mates. One of them dropped off because he ran out of VB. Not good enough. We had to say goodbye to him. He's still stranded, I think, somewhere in Mozambique or something. But that's not the point. The point is that we decided we're going to go to iconic locations with a can of VB at each one, and we would drink it. And we'd take a photo and we'd take a video as well. There's one in front of the Eiffel Tower, one in Milan in the Fashion Festival, there's one in New York, there's one in Sydney near the Harbour Bridge, although that one was, you know, just down the road, so it's a bit easier. And we went to, a couple of other locations. There was a Taj Mahal. That was a big one for me because, you know, that's a beautiful place. That no one has ever seen scenic views quite like that, I don't think. And then so we decided that we'd come back to Australia. We did a tour around Australia then, iconic Australian location. We drank on top of Ayers Rock, although we did get arrested for that. That took about 2 months to get settled. And we also went, you know, down to Canberra, Parliament House, you know, tried to deliver Tony some of his VB, but he wouldn't have it. And, so we just went around to a couple of other locations, and now we're back. It's been a long year, a long 6 or 9 months, that tour, actually. And, then I ran into this Queensland state election. I saw an opportunity, and I thought, you know, Wesy boy, you got to go for this. So I originally inquired about running as the pirate party, because who doesn't want to be a pirate? The best part is you get to drink rum, pretend you lost one of your legs and be like, oh, there it is, and, you know, pull it out of nowhere. And there's also a lot of talking like a pirate, which is arguably my favourite part. Talking to one of the guys on election day, and, you know, those pirates, mate, they talk some funny stuff. They go for hours. But, so I decided to run as an independent. And what ended up happening was I ran under the my own party, actually, because I had to create one, because they're like, well, you can't run, you know, with no party, you can't just run as a person. So I thought, okay, I'll run as a party. And as a party, there's my Steam interface, better blur that one out. As I ran as my party, I decided to call it the VB Party. Aptly named, I thought, because I represented the one thing in the world that is the greatest, and that is the VB. Luckily, there isn't a 4X party, so no one had to, you know, I didn't hand out how to vote cards, because I don't care who gets in as long as it's not 4X, you know. I was a bit like, put them, like, 50th on the card. That's not the point, though. Point is that I went into the election with a couple of promises. I wanted to lower the VB drinking age. Ensure that anyone who's out in public must have a VB in their hand, otherwise they would suffer serious incarceration time or jail time for those who are a bit, you know, a bit not with the English dictionary, if you know what I mean. And then I ended up hearing from a senator, because I asked him about it, and he said, Wes, you can't do that. And I said, who's going to stop me, you know, 4X? They can't, they're not in Parliament, I've already checked. You can't tell me that they're there now. And he said, no, you need a majority. Now, I was a bit confused by that, because I don't know what a majority is. So I looked it up in the dictionary, found out it was 50%, so I went, okay, well, what I need to do is I need to get 50% of people on board. But that was, you know, the parliament, and there's like 80 guys in the parliament or something, so, you know, you got to convince them. And I thought, you know, I'll do some market research. I went down to the local, and I asked them, you know, boys, what do you think? And they said, mate, we're all with you. It was 100%, and I thought, you know, this is a good standing in the election. If, you know, they're in favour of my laws. There's 100% of them, or the local. The boys in the parliament are probably just like a bunch of lads, and they're just like, you know, we'll support that as well. So I ran in the election. I got 1 out of 36,000 votes, and that one vote was mine. Now, I blame this on people not understanding the visionary that I am, and not understanding how visionary these laws are. But ultimately, I'll be running again, because, let's be honest, who doesn't want a VB party? It was quite disappointing, though, and I was quite sad afterwards, so I went down to the local and hung out with the boys for about 4 or 5 days, and that was quite crushing, to be honest. And I decided, you know, I'm going to get back on the horse on YouTube now. I'm not running a YouTube channel. I'm running a YouTube channel. I'm no longer running a world tour, and I can have some downtime and really ramp up some support for this VB party at the next election. You know, hoping there is one, or at least a by-election or something. That'd be alright. But yeah, so we're just finishing up the game here in Loadout now. I completely lost track of where the game was going. I think we end up winning soon. I somehow missed every shot in the clip at that guy there, and I'm jumping around like a moron. But I believe we actually end up winning in the end here, and you'll see someone ends up blowing out my torso, and I just dance. You know, I dance it off. You know, Taylor Swift may have shaked it off, but I dance it off here. There we go. There's the victory, and you see me there dancing. Taylor Swift, as I said, eat your heart out. But this has been the end of a Wes video, guys. I've been Wes. You've been you. Thank you very much for listening.